Right, boys, what an episode we've got today. We've got 2 transfers to show you, 2 players that are going to be joining us in the summer. We've also lost a couple. We are losing some more players as well in the summer. One of our players going out of contract has already agreed to go somewhere else, so we'll go check that out. We're going to discuss, I have made my decision on Paul Pogba, so we're going to talk about that. We've made it through to the FA Cup final. We're still in a title race, and today is a double-header semi-final Champions League against Manchester City. Oh, and we've got a new tactic. It's a diamond. Let's get into today's episode. Alright boys, welcome back to the channel, welcome to United DNA, and it is a whopper today. I don't know how long this video is going to last, but we've got Manchester City, home and away, Champions League semi-final in today's episode. We've got so much to talk about. I've done a little spreadsheet. I'm going to show you the spreadsheet. We're going to start with, though, Paul Pogba. So here is Paul Pogba now, even though we have seen a massive uptake in performance from a lot of our players, Fernandez, Sancho, McTominay, the fullback, since moving to a 4-4-2 diamond. Paul Pogba, even though he's playing in his preferred role and duty, advanced playmaker on support, has not done the business. 3 goals, 3 assists all season, average rating of 6.85. And then if you go into the form, which is 14 appearances out of the possible 20. So this is him playing in our new shape, in our diamond. He's playing as a midfield 2 with Bruno Fernandez. Generally, his average rating has dropped to 6.76. So we spoke about the DNA in general, that we don't want to stick to it as an absolute rule that if someone drops below a standard that I'm happy with, then they're automatically sold. But we've got to kind of weigh up everything. Underperforming. We've also got to weigh up that he's now 29. He's going to want, is he going to just want to chat to us? Yes. He wants a little bit less, 245,000, but he wants a 3-year deal. So with that in mind, it's a lot of money that he still wants, over 3 years. And then if we look at my beautiful spreadsheet, so this is what I've put together over the last few days. Basically what I've looked is I've got all the attributes for the players, put them in. These are current players that we've got in the squad now, along with some new team players that I think may come into the squad over the next 1-2 seasons. So what we're looking at is an attribute that is between 0 and 8 is classed as red. 9 to 11 is yellow. 12 to 15 is blue, which is good. And obviously 15, I have actually changed my excellent attribute on Football Manager. I always change that to 15 and plus. So that is green. Now, we have a little bit of an issue with off the ball with our central defenders generally, because obviously they don't want to take up dangerous positions. So we kind of expect a lower score from them. But if we scroll down to Paul Pogba, he is on 70, which puts him in the blue category, but only just. He has work rate of 11, teamwork of 15, off the ball of 14, stamina of 18, but that's going to drop. That's going to drop. And determination of 12, which isn't good at all. The lowest of our midfielders. There is a couple of midfielders that he's actually lower than. He's lower than James Garner already. James Garner's got a 72. Now, Paul Pogba has got fantastic attributes, but all that weighed up, his DNA is not great. It's gonna drop because he's peaked, underperforming in the league. The only thing that makes me want to keep him is that we've got a lot of work to do in the transfer window, a lot of work to do, and having him in the squad would help, but we're going to say goodbye to Paul Pogba. Let me know your thoughts down below, but it is going to be Paul Pogba will get released at the end of the season. Now, I am going to put this down in the description, so if you want to download it, have a little look yourselves, you're more than welcome. I've got a few spelling mistakes as per. I want to put the ages in as well. I'll make it looking all fancy for you, so go and check that out in the description. Basically, all I'm going to do, I'm just going to track this. Going to track it over different periods. We're going to do it as sort of like around the start of the season. So this will all get changed again in maybe, we'll look at maybe from July the 1st. And then what we'll do is we'll do every 6 months. So we'll look at that. And then we'll look at the start of the new year as we start to sort of like plan after sort of like January time. Perhaps maybe actually do it in January and see where we need to strengthen. So this is something that we just keep our eye on. We can track numbers. I'm going to save it as well so we can follow the progress and dip of a few players, in particular a few youngsters. There's a few youngsters in here that are under it at the moment, but I'm quite happy. People like Joe Hugel already at a 64. Shoratiri only 18. He's looking quite good. People like Alanga, who's coming to form with Manchester United at the moment, is actually struggling at the age of 19. Determination 7 as well, so he could be one that will be definitely sold. The other people in Reds are Alvaro Fernandez, a player that I'm quite happy with. The only thing with him is his determination is really costing him at the moment, so we need to work on that, see if I can get that going. I don't think I can do that in individual training, to be honest. Ethan Laird as well, he's struggling, but he's quite all right across the board. He's quite a nice player. He's a player that I've looked at because he can cover both fullback positions. And Brandon Williams has already got a really nice score of 71. He will definitely be a part of the first team squad. Looking at the moment, I'm going to use my fullbacks as a place that I'm not going to strengthen yet. With a certain player leaving, with Paul Pogba leaving, with Lingard going, and us wanting to generally sell a few and get rid of a few. Fullbacks, I'm going to leave for now because we've got Dalot, Shaw, Wan-Bissaka, Williams. I am going to try and sell Telles because he is 29, he's peaked, and Juventus are chasing him, so I'll really try and cash in on that, and it may free us up in other areas. All right, you want to see what business we've done? Okay, so out already, Wamata's gone for 250 grand. We've let this lad go called Logan Pye, quite a nice fullback. There was loads of interest in him, but we've got kind of a couple of other fullbacks ahead of him in the queue as well, so I thought it was best maybe to let him go, get a little bit of money, and he did want to leave. And along with that, Charlie Wellens, Lee Grant, Reece Bennett's gone on a free, Noah Emeren, a 19-year-old, he's just way off the level that we need to be at, so he is gone. The big one though, unfortunately, not unfortunately because this was a difficult one. We did say that we were going to let him go, I think because we know he's going to probably go in real life at the end of the season. That's why I worry wanted to let him go. But Edison Cavani has decided to go to Juventus in the summer. He's been really good. Even since his move, in confirming his move in January, he has still been fantastic. He's on a lot of money as well. There is a lot of players at this club that are on a lot of money, and I think we can spend them wages elsewhere. But the main thing is he needs replacing in the summer. I don't want to go with a front line of Rashford, Greenwood, a youngster and Ronaldo. We need to sign a prime centre forward in the summer. Latest news on Vlahovic is that they want 167 million. So we may be in a real desperate search, and it needs to be a prime striker. I don't want a young striker because we've got YouGirl players like Shoratili, Diallo. We need to sign someone of Vlahovic, Haaland. Mbappe's still available on free, but just so out there, we're not going to go for Mbappe. A little bit perhaps too obvious, and I don't like him. I don't think he fits what Manchester United would need right now in terms of DNA. I don't like his arrogance. I don't like how he sulks a lot. There'll be no deal for Mbappe. So let me know thoughts down below. Striker, we need to start searching. So that is Cavani gone. Now we have made 2 transfers that are coming in the summer. And the first one is Luis Philippe. On a free transfer, we're looking at moving on Lindelof. Eric Bailly's not quite at the level. I thought this was a really good signing. 25 years old, happy to be a bit of a fringe player, joining us on a free from Lazio. 16, I just like the basics for my centres defenders. 16 heading, 15 marking, 18 tackling. He's also got a nice score of 9 off the ball, which if we look at our centre halves, is one of the better scores. He's up there with Mengi, Varane and Maguire, so he's up there with that. Along with determination 15, teamwork 17, work rate 16, stamina 15. Those 5 scores put together gives Luis Philippe a DNA score of 72, which puts him joint with Harry Maguire as our most outstanding defender in terms of attributes. So in terms of DNA, the price as well, the age, only 25. Not necessarily wants to be a key player, so would fit in there. We're going to try and cash in on Lindelof, try and get some money that way so we can reinvest the squad elsewhere in the summer. So I thought a really sensible transfer. And the second one is Bubakar Kamara, mainly signed because of how we've changed the system. I'm going to show you the tactic in a minute, but we're playing with a half-back, so it's important to have a little bit of strength in there. We want to try, if we can, to get Matic out of the door this summer, but he has got another year left. Linked to Man United in real life, so I thought it would kind of fit. Not the greatest technically, but in terms of what we want the half-back to do, I think a very good signing. Once again, on a free transfer, I'm quite happy for Scott McTominay to be our starting half-back this season. Leeds want a deal of over 200 million for of Calvin Phillips, who I actually wanted to play there. So we've gone with that. This signing kind of means that we can focus elsewhere just for now, with having Scott McTominay and Bubakar Kamara, 2 players that can play there. But decent enough, marking's good, passing's good, tackling's good, good age profile, enthusiastic centre-half, can play, he likes to dribble as well, can play in the centre, can play in a few positions as well, so he's going to be really useful for us. With his DNA, off the ball's not great, but it is an off the ball of 10, so it's not bad considering he's not really much of an attacking threat. Determination 13, work rate 15, stamina 14, and teamwork 15. So that gives him a DNA score of 67, which is not absolutely amazing, but just for now, while we plug gaps, I'm quite happy with the signing. He will also probably try and encourage to improve some of these over the next year or so. He is 22, so he's maybe got a year left of maybe development. But I just thought it was a realistic signing, something that maybe Man United should pick up in the summer, especially with him being on a free transfer. Okay, so they are their ins, they are the outs, they are the potential outs. Lingard's going. A couple of those will try and get deals done for. Donny van der Beek is still transfer listed. Martial still transfer listed. We'll definitely try and force them out of the door in the summer, bring some of the youngsters in, and then it'll be no doubt a huge transfer window. All right, next job, you want to see the tactic. We are rocking a 4-4-2 diamond. We have done it since the Barnsley game. We played Barnsley in the FA Cup, there we go, and we've played it ever since. We had a tremendous run, including, if you didn't see on my Twitter and on my YouTube communities page, an 8-0 win at home over Barcelona in the first leg. A defeat to Barcelona in the second leg, but we played a second string side so we could rest players because we've had a busy schedule. We've also knocked out Milan in the Champions League quarter-final, 2-0 and 3-0. We've beaten Manchester City 0-0 after going down to 9 men in extra time. We managed to hold out and win on penalties. David De Gea scoring the winning penalty. We've beaten Manchester City at the Etihad 5-2. So it's been a big run. We had a little bit of jitter. We've disappointed against Palace and Man City, but we've been so busy. Players really struggling, suspensions. And we've managed to grind out 4 points in 2 away games, which I would take. So that leaves us right here. 77 points, 33 games played. Liverpool the same, but we've got a better goal difference. We've got a game in hand over Arsenal, but we have got a tricky run in, including a trip to Liverpool. So there will be a midweek episode of DNA. This is not going to happen all the time, but on Wednesday there will be an extra video of DNA. We're going to cover, obviously, Manchester City game today. Wednesday's episode will be the running to the end of the season, and potentially an FA Cup final there. We'll see just how the fixtures work out, but it'll definitely be an end-of-season drama on Wednesday's episode. And then Sundays potentially will be a Champions League final or a little bit of a season review and see where we're going to be heading transfer-wise, see what Ralph Rangnick comes up with his transfer suggestions. Okay, so here is the tactic again. We'll go into a little bit more detail. It's very similar to my Arrigo Sacchi formation tactic instructions. I've actually copied over the tactic instructions, just changed a few things. I will put a tactic link down in the description below just so you can download it. And I may do a video on it at some point on the channel. But basically, we just wanted, because of the central midfield, we just needed to change something, basically. We wanted to change. The wide players weren't doing great. Fernandez obviously likes to play in the middle of the midfield. He has been in tremendous form since the change. An average rating of the last 20 games, 15 games, an average rating of 7.43, 4 goals scored and 9 assists. And Sancho as well. This was the big one, the big turnaround. Sancho playing as a shadow striker has really come into his own over the last month or so, few months. Last 15 games, average rating of 7.21, 6 goals, 7 assists. And it just gives us nice balance. This is where I think we need to strengthen again then in central midfield. Van der Beek and Fred, we're going to potentially move on in the summer if we can get decent deals done. Fred has done okay, but he is 29. I'm thinking, can we get some money for him before it's too late? And also 6.76. He's not good enough because we're playing with advanced playmaker and support and a Mazzala on attack. He's not the creative. He's not good enough creatively for us. So we do need to really focus on this area in the summer. And then Cristiano Ronaldo, 36 goals in 31 games. He's going to play a massive part in today's episode and for the rest of the season. Struggling with his DNA. His DNA is only 65, but that is on work rate and teamwork. But once again, if a player is doing these sorts of numbers for us at the age of 37, by the way, then we need to make sure that we don't just get rid of players because of their DNA attributes. We need to look at it as a whole bigger picture. Age profile, wage profile, performances on the pitch and then DNA mixed in. And that's why keeping Ronaldo is a sensible one, and then releasing Paul Pogba is also the sensible one. All right, let's get into it. It is Manchester City. We have done them how many times? 4 times already. We're going to play the Tottenham game off camera as well. I'm not going to do a triple L because I'm curious that this video is going to be a monster for you today. We have our youth intake as well. And Brody, one of my patrons, will get the opportunity to become one of these if he wants. We've not had an amazing youth intake. We've got a goalkeeper who's okay, still quite small, 5'10". There's nothing, they're all rated 3.5 star. I suppose that's central defender, but he's 5'8". So we may leave it. We may leave it a little bit. We've not had the best youth intake this summer. Interestingly as well, our under-23s have really struggled this season. They've just avoided relegation in the Premier League or whatever it is for the under-23s. 28 points. And looking at the under-23s, because we have called up a lot in terms of Elanga, Hannibal's with us, Diallo's with us, not played much, and there's a lot of players out on loan. If we just hide players that are not at the club, it gives them quite a small squad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, so like 15 players. So next year, no players are going to go out on loan. Any players that are not good enough for the first team and have potential are going to go into the under-23s, including the real good youngsters that we have in the under-18s. And then we'll track the performances of the players next year as a really good, strong under-23 side next season. The other semi-final is Psg Liverpool, and of course Liverpool have taken the advantage in France, in Paris, in the first leg. So it potentially an all-English clash, but which Manchester club will it be? We've rested a few players as well. We've had to do a fair bit of rotation over the last few weeks. We are still going to go with Paul Pogba because we haven't got much in terms of absolute fantastic replacements. Donny is poor. He's had his opportunities now. He's had a lot of sub appearances, 10 starts as well, an average rating of 6.79. Not offered anything. Bearing in mind, since Christmas, we've played him as an advanced playmaker, a Mazzala or a shadow striker, and he's not managed to rack up any attacking numbers. Is disappointing. McTominay has been rested as well, so he can come in. Cavani can come back in. To be fair to Marcus Rashford, has been a nice foil as the complete forward. Luke Shaw, I believe, is fit. Bailly and Lindelof were deputising to give Varane and Maguire a rest in the last game at Wolves. We risked it in the last game just to see if we could nick a point, and we managed to nick all 3, which was brilliant. There is Harry Maguire. So this is probably our strongest lineup. De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Maguire, Shaw, McTominay, Pogba, Fernandez, Sancho, Cavani and Ronaldo. Wan-Bissaka's done really well, 7.11, even though I think realistically we need to strengthen. A lot of our players are just around 3 stars. We need better quality, I think, in the squad. But as I said, next summer, we need to focus on this midfield area. A deal for Jude Bellingham could be on the cards. They want 103 million for him, so I'm just waiting to see how much the board give us at the end of the season. We are putting Jude Bellingham at the top of our wanted list. Right, here we go. Straight in to the first leg. Home advantage. We've had the upper hand on them in all 3 games so far this season as well. I think Pep, if they don't qualify for the Champions League, which is still a possibility, he will definitely be shown the door in the summer. So it'll be interesting to see where the managers go in the summer. Right, first highlight of the game. Here we go, 45th minute. Let's see where we go. It was weird because the semi-final, even though we've scored a lot of goals against City, we battered them. The FA Cup final, there was literally 2-3 highlights in the full 120 minutes, and Ronaldo has missed a huge chance. He normally puts them away, and that is the only highlight of the first half. Let's keep them clean sheet. We love clean sheets on this channel. Right, he was dropping in courage. We're coming into 65. Jadon Sancho's struggled as well with his fitness. We're going to go with Jesse Lingard, who gets into really good areas. A player potentially that I think if you looked at his DNA score is actually pretty good. His actual score is 81, which is massive, which puts him in. I haven't actually put him on here because this was prepared for really the next season, see where we're at, and I was expecting him to go. 81 gives him the 3rd best score at the club behind Fernandez and Scott McTominay. I'm going to leave this to you guys, so you need to answer it pretty quickly on sort of like the Sunday and the Monday. Jesse Lingard, what do we do with him? I'm going to leave it for you. Do we offer him a new deal? He is a very capable backup, can play a wide variety of roles, but I'm thinking releasing him just because He's peaked. He's 29. He's also in real life. He needs to leave. So I'm going to leave that for you guys down in the comments. But he is going to get his chance for us today. He does get into brilliant areas. He's just not as clinical as Sancho. He misses a lot of chances. But this game, boys, is drifting away from us. We're going to go with Rashford up front. I'm also loving that, considering Pogba's stamina is 18, that he ends up with a really low fitness. His fitness record is terrible. Right, De Bruyne cross. We've headed clear. And then City going to nick an away goal here. De Bruyne. Oh, it's gone all the way across to Rodrigo. We could be in trouble here, boys. Laporte. Rodrigo. Good football. Are we breaking? Are we breaking? We may be breaking. Rashford. What's he got? Wan-Bissaka. Oh, he's found Rashford in the channel. We could be in here. No, that's a terrible cross. Jack Grealish, of all players there, getting back. And now City coming at us. Grealish. He's travelled the ball halfway up the pitch. We're going to get that back. Maguire. Shaw. Where is this highlight going? It's going to leave a chance for Ronaldo. He's on his left foot. He's rounded the goalkeeper. And he's put it into the side netting. And that may be it, boys. Oh, no. No, it's not. Free kick. Kevin De Bruyne, 93rd minute. John Stones is there at the near post. And we are losing the first leg of the Champions League semi-final. Really poor. Wan-Bissaka, we're not moved across. To be fair, a really good volley from John Stones. Okay. A 93rd minute winner for Manchester City. And we've got a lot of work to do in the second leg. I'm going to tell him off. We've actually got a massive game against Spurs coming up right now. I'm going to do that off camera and we're going to dive straight in to the second leg. And we've got a massive performance to put in at the Etihad. All right, boys, we are back for the second leg. We have just beaten Spurs 3-0. However, the lot picked up an injury, which is not massive because Wan-Bissaka was always going to come back in. Fernandez has subbed after 60 minutes. He wasn't injured when he came off, but he's picked up a bruised thigh and he's going to miss the second leg. Now, Jesse Lingard did come on and play instead of Sancho and played really well. So I'm going to go for it today because we've not got great options in the middle midfield in terms of sort of like Fred, Matic. Hannibal's maybe not quite ready. I'm going to go for Jesse Lingard and we're going to play Jesse Lingard as a Mazzala to see if he can get on the ball a little bit more. We're going to call up Jadon Sancho back into the side. We're also obviously going to put Wan-Bissaka in. Now, also interesting, we've qualified for the Champions League now. The league table looks like this. As tight as you could imagine. Arsenal have played it again. We were all actually tied on 34. We were all tied on 34 games and 80 points. 3-horse race. So the win against Tottenham was massive. But Rashford scored a couple of goals, looked really good. And with Cavani leaving in the summer, we're going to go with Marcus Rashford up front today to give us a little bit more pace. City, no doubt, will play with a high line. So it makes sense to try and exploit that with the pace of Marcus Rashford. We'll also bring Harry Maguire back in. He was rested in the last game, was struggling with fitness. There's a couple. Varane's not quite fully at it. Scott McTominay is really tired, but we can't afford to not have him in there at the moment. I think, to be fair, Scott McTominay has had a really good season, 7.09 average rating. What's his half-back? Since he's played as a half-back, definitely looking at an improved bit of performance from him, 7.24 since pretty much the turn of the year. Right, here we go, boys. We need to score. Last two games against City, we haven't scored. Penalty shootout, I think the penalty shootout was 0-0. And obviously the 1-0 defeat, so we obviously need to score or we're out. Man City, only chance of qualifying for the Champions League as well is if they win this competition because they're currently in 5th, about 10 points off Chelsea in 4th. So they need to win today. Otherwise, you would imagine Pep will be getting sacked. Right, here we go. First highlight of the game. McTominay into Pogba, to Luke Shaw, Sancho, Pogba. We are going to miss that pass that Bruno Fernandez has in the middle of the park, but we could be in here. Pogba, Lingard, Sancho, looking for a pass. He's done well. He's found Wan-Bissaka. Lingard, lovely cross. Ronaldo's there. It could be offside. Ronaldo looked offside and Rashford looked offside. So we'll see. We've made a great start. It would be brilliant if we could get tied in the game. The away goal already has been awarded, boys. Get in. What a start. Marcus Rashford, Jesse Lingard, two players that I've risked today in terms of putting them into the side. And, boys, are we going to reward Jesse Lingard with a new contract? Few of you down in the comments may have to change your mind. Let's see, though. We've got a long way to go down this leg. Manchester City are no doubt going to cause us problems. I'm just going to give it a praise, though, to try to keep our morale up as high as we possibly can. Pogba with the free kick. If he scores a free kick, we're still not offering him a new deal, boys. Absolutely not. Luke Shaw, corner. A few players underneath it. Varane's been quite good from set pieces recently. Got a few on a booking. Have to keep our eye on. Right, they've gone long. Bernardo Silva. Oh, Walker. Shaw was really hesitant. We could be in trouble. No, David De Gea comes out and claims really well. And then keeping 3 high. That's what I mean. So this is a nice position. Scott McTominay, you always see him make a back, get into sort of like drops into a back 3, which then does push up. Splits the defenders wider. So when they're playing with a front 1, we can really play out. Or a front 2. But David De Gea has decided to go long. Sancho gets it down. Lingard. Sancho, can he find Rashford? No, he's hitted himself. He has done that. Not as quite as good as that, but the amount of goals he's scored recently from the edge of the area has been fantastic. And we are 2-1 up on aggregate. 2-0 on the night. What a goal from Jadon Sancho. He started the move himself. Jesse Lingard's going to help himself to 2 assists, boys. That is an absolute rocket against his former club. We are 2-0. These away goals, right? That's still a thing this year. Yeah. So Manchester City now need to score 2. But we've looked so good going forward. Surely we've got the opportunity at some point to grab another. De Bruyne. Rodrigo, De Bruyne, Gabriel Jesus, Grealish. Can we get a tackle in? No, we're not. That's not going to go in. Jack Grealish fires well wide. That's for demand more. There's a couple of players. Wan-Bissaka's struggling. Is having a 6.3. 6.6 for Varane. McTominay is struggling fitness-wise. We have got Fred. I think Fred would do a decent job as a half-back, to be fair. And all this without our most creative player, Bruno Fernandez. I think he's on something like 22 assists already, or 23 assists for the season. Luke Shaw's struggling, and Alex Telles is struggling as well, fitness-wise. Right, we're going to pause it. We're going to have to do some changes. How many? Do we get 5 subs? Champions League? 5, max 5 subs. As few as stoppage. So we can afford to do a couple of little changes. We're going to put Telles on. And we're going to do Fred for McTominay. Just for now. We'll look at maybe another double swoop in a minute. Not in a minute. In a few minutes in the game anyway. We'll see where we're at. Right, Rodrigo. Telles, get after it. Does. De Gea. Into Rashford. We could seal it here, boys. We could seal it. Sancho. Telles. He's so good at going forward, is Alex Telles. Lovely left foot. Cross. Cleared. We're going to get back though. Pogba. Fred. Maguire. Varane. Sancho. Ronaldo. Wan-Bissaka. What have we got? A cross. We have Ronaldo's there. What a save from Ederson to keep City in it. He might be offside. He's not. We're going to keep playing. He was offside. He was offside. What a chance that was. We've still got half an hour to play. Mendy. That's Furlan Mendy, not the naughty one. Benjamin. And Ruben Diaz is getting sent off, boys. Rashford has had him on toast in this game. Right, Pogba's potentially going to head us into the... Look at this. Come on, guys, down in the comments. Jump in the Discord. Send me some free kick routines. They don't have to be anything fancy. I just don't want to see 3 defenders stood back on the halfway line. Right, is Pogba going to score that header? I've paused it at a perfect time. He could be offside, to be fair. He's hit the bar. But Ronaldo's put it in. He's put it in. The goal's going to stand, so Pogba must have been onside, boys. And I think we could safely say that we are going to be going through to the Champions League final in Sunday's episode. Pogba with a great leap. There is Ronaldo to tap it home. Right, De Bruyne. We're going to shut up shop in a minute. We're going to do some changes. They've scored one. Right. We are going to shut up shop. They do have to score. Well, they now need to score 2, don't they? So we're going to go on defensive. We're going to force the line back. We're going to bring our line back to much lower and lower. Take offside trap on. We're not going to press as much. Players struggling fitness wide. Pogba. So we're going to go Donny van de Beek. We're going to leave it for now. Okay. We've given them a lifeline, boys, even though they're down to 10 men. Let's shut up shop. Best we can. Focus. There's a highlight straight after the goal. Tellez. Still got it. He's going to whip in across for us. He does. Not a good one. 2 he's putting at the near post in really good area. Fernandinho goes long. We need to get those balls. Jesse Lingard gets it down. He finds Sancho, who finds Rashford. He's going on a run, is Rashford. Tellez, is it a penalty? I think it maybe was, just with the direction of the ball. Alex Tellez has done very well for us there. I think the referee's definitely going to give a penalty, isn't he? Penalty awarded. Cristiano Ronaldo, the opportunity, and I will be if he scores this, I'm taking him off to make sure we cannot lose Cristiano. He's put it in. Get yourself... He won't be happy, will he? Let's go with Cavani, just to lead the line for us for the last few minutes. To be fair, there's 25 minutes to go. They need to score 3, though, City. They need to score 3. Luckily, in Football Manager, Ronaldo don't kick off when he gets subbed. Tellez. Oh, we're going to get another. Donny van der Beek. Oh, no. Don't do this to Donny. He's not even had a goal, registered a goal or assist yet for us. What's the referee giving here? VAR given. It is Manchester City 1, Manchester United 5. Even Donny van der Beek is getting on the score sheet. We are romping into the Champions League final and probably playing bloody Liverpool. This will no doubt help with money, though. If we can get through Champions League, more money, potential more money in the bank for transfer budgets. I wasn't happy. 75 million doesn't leave us much wriggle room, especially when we need 2 or 3 players in the midfield and a quality centre forward. Right, well done, boys. Let's just quickly, it's a big one, but let's quickly find out who we are playing in the final. 2-0 Liverpool. It is Manchester United, Liverpool. So Wednesday night, special episode. We will finish the season. We will maybe even potentially do a triple header. We'll look at the FA Cup, Liverpool and Norwich at the end of the season. And then Sunday's episode will be an end of season review, but more importantly, the Champions League final against Liverpool. Where is it played? Where are we playing it? Is it Porto? No, St. Petersburg. We are playing Liverpool for a chance to win the Champions League. Just one last little thing before we finish, boys, just so you could see Jesse Lingard's performance. He got a 7.2. Make sure you leave your thoughts about Jesse down in the comments. We will see you on Wednesday for a very special episode of DNA. Thank you very much for watching. Take care. See you later.